Thank you, Mr. Darcy. Hi, welcome to another video. Today we're going to create these 3 love story arrangements inspired by these novelty book containers. My name is Katherine Bergman. I'm a floral designer and avid gardener with over 30 years experience designing weddings and events. Welcome to my channel where I share weekly pro tips and techniques on creating extraordinary floral arrangements with you. Today, we're going to make 3 fun novelty gift arrangements for Valentine's Day. Are you ready to create something gorgeous together? Let's get started. So for Valentine's Day, I thought this would be a really fun theme. I'm calling it Love Stories, and basically just flower arrangements in book-themed containers. I've got 3 here. We've got a little stack of books in a ceramic planter here, as well as a ceramic book vase. And this is a set of 3 book boxes. These are just magnet boxes like this, and it's a nesting set of 3 from large, medium to small that people use maybe on their coffee table to put remote controls or keys and things like that to hide them or organize them. I thought this would be kind of fun to make a half-open book arrangements. So that's what we're going to start with today. Originally, I was going to do the arrangement in the smallest box and kind of have the 3 books stacked. But I thought, well, you know, the smallest box has such a tiny, shallow opening, we can't get much in there. So I'm going to do the arrangement in the medium box, and then the display will be the 2 big books stacked and then a small book maybe next to it like this. It'll still be really cute and novel and would be a really fun centerpiece if you're doing some kind of a little party and you wanted to impress your guests, and definitely a fun gift for Valentine's Day, right? And you can buy these singly or in sets, and I'll link in the description below where I got these on Amazon. These are all pretty inexpensive items I found on Amazon that I'll share with you. And they're just fun, novel, little book-themed floral gift ideas. So for this, all I did was put a little watertight container in here. It's actually like something that held cookies or crackers, I'm not sure. As those of you who watch me know, I love to save all sorts of containers in all different shapes because it comes in handy when you're trying to line a container. So this is sort of like a cigar box shape container in size, and I've got a little black plastics tray in here that I collected from, I don't know, crackers or cookies or something like that. And I've got floral foam in there and I have it taped down. And we're just going to do some colorful, fun flowers here. I have an assortment of roses, ranunculus, and all sorts of fun novelty blooms, as well as some black privy berries, snapdragons, and some scented geranium foliage. I'm going to be using some of the Floral Life Quick Dip that I talk about every week, just a couple of inches in a little cup like this. Comes in a bottle like this and really helps your flowers last a very long time. I will link this in the description below. You can buy this on Amazon in this size or the gallon size if you're doing a lot of flowers. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not paid by them. It's just a great product. Okay, so let's start with some of our larger flowers. We've got these beautiful big pink roses. I believe this variety is called Pink Floyd. And I'm going to start with my large roses first. And everything's going to be low in here because I want this to be an arrangement, sort of like a half arrangement, and have the book half open like this. But I'm going to make it open like all the way like this and just not design too high in the back here. So I've got my big Pink Floyd roses up front. It's almost too big for this arrangement, this rose. But it's a very long-lasting, spectacular rose. I buy it every Valentine's Day. It's the best pink rose, I think. One of the best. Okay. Some clear pink carnations. I'm setting everything low, and I haven't even really greened in because our book's going to be half open, so not a lot is going to show. And I don't want this to have too much greenery. Okay. Then I've got some really pretty salmon colored ranunculus. I often like to use a little peach with the pinks because the blue undertones in your pink roses work really well with the yellow undertones in salmon, apricot, coral colors. And they're sort of analogous colors. The pink and the apricot are analogous colors, that they have some red in them, but they also are complementary because one has blue and one has yellow undertones. So that's why I think they work nicely together. Okay, that's what I have right now. Just a cluster. I'm clustering everything in the front because I'm envisioning it like half open like this. Okay. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of greenery. Love this greenery I cut from the garden. It's a type of scented geranium that is very beautiful and I think works really well with these colors. Green in back here a little bit. So you have to think of this as sort of a one-sided arrangement since we are going to have the book half closed. So it's essentially a one-sided arrangement. Okay. I have some very pretty heather. I love heather, and it's available right now. It's growing in the hills in the Bay Area in Marin County. It's a beautiful little accent flower, especially for Valentine's Day because it comes in this pretty violety pink that works so well with the flowers we have today. See how wispy it is? And you have a stem that's kind of big. You cut it in sections and use it in sections. Then I have some magenta or fuchsia snapdragons. I'm going to half close this, see where this would fit in. Maybe over here. Once you have enough flowers, you could kind of close your lid and design this way. See, this is kind of what it's going to look like. Just want to put in some more fun elements. And I have some black privy berries. Thought this might be kind of fun to add in here. This just grows wild in my creek. I have lots of volunteer privy trees now. They're not even bushes anymore. They're really tall trees. And they have these beautiful berries in the wintertime. I thought the black was kind of fun and an interesting texture. And it will work in here. It adds a layer of sophistication that you're not expecting, right? Don't want to just have roses and carnations and have like a real boring arrangement. Sometimes little textural elements like this make your arrangements more high style, more sophisticated looking. And that's why I love gathering from the garden, because often you can't buy things like this from the grocery store, and you can buy it from the flower market, but from regular grocery stores, that's the only thing. They don't have a lot of fun accent flowers like this. I'm going to add in some Queen Anne's lace, just the little buds from it. Don't know if we have space for a big Queen Anne's lace in here, but I might cut off these side buds just to give that little hint of pretty green. see if we can add this in anywhere. Oops. Maybe too big. Yeah, I think it's too big. I think I'll pass on the Queen Anne's lace. But I'll add this little sprig of greenery in here from the Queen Anne's lace. Okay. I also have a couple of stems of Orlea. Maybe that'll work. It's a little smaller than the Queen Anne's lace. Maybe a stem of Orlea here. A little bit of white. Be very pretty in here. And here we have our first book arrangement, and it's going to be stacked on the large book. Like this. Kind of half open. And it's a very cute arrangement, I think. And you could even display the little book next to it. All right, I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to go on to our next project. Our next project is going to be this little book planter. Really cute. It's got 3 books on here. Wuthering Heights, Emma, and Little Women. Kind of cute that these even has the titles. Now, this is sold as a planter, so there's a little hole on the bottom with a stopper. I was really happy to see the stopper, thinking that it'll make this watertight, but it's not. The top stopper is sort of loose, and it doesn't fit that well, so I did line this with polyfoil. Polyfoil is a foil backed with plastic that I keep a roll on hand all the time to line containers that are not watertight. If you can't find, this one is an odd shape inside, so I had to line it with polyfoil. I couldn't use like a little container or anything like that. But it's such a sweet little novelty planter that I wanted to show you this as a container for flowers. And you could definitely use this maybe in the garden with a little plant. It would be really cute with pansies maybe, or other small annuals. I think that would be really sweet on like a little bistro table outside. Okay, so we're gonna do a nice little arrangement in here with sort of pastel-y colors and sort of wildflower looking. And that's kind of how I envision this. So I've got an assortment of flowers: roses, carnations, lisianthus, delphinium, orlea, and some of the heather. I also have some of this pink snapdragon. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I don't know, it's so small a container. Let's start with some white roses. Beautiful white roses here. Oops, I'm going to cut it a little shorter. Use my quick dip. And I'm going to add some lisianthus and carnation. Pretty pink carnation and pink lisianthus. Cutting everything really short, very easy to arrange. I want to keep it very low so that you can see the title of the books. We don't want it to, sit too high, right? Lisianthus. So pretty, this little lisianthus. So sweet colors. Doesn't take a lot of flowers, as you can see. Okay. Got some pale yellow lisianthus. I'm trying to think if that would work in here. Maybe I'll pass on the yellow. A small stem of snapdragon. And I have a big stem of blue delphinium. I thought the blue was so pretty in here. I'm going to show you how you're going to use it. We're going to cut the tip off and use the tip in here. But you can also use the rest of it. Just cut into segments. Then you can have blue throughout your arrangement. And that's a way you can use a big, tall stem of flower in a tiny arrangement like this. I think that's such a nice color because our second book is pale blue. I chose this color scheme because the books are sort of light pastel-y colors. So I thought it would make sense to have these pastel-y colors for the flowers. I'm debating whether or not to use a little bit of the pale yellow in here. Let me see. I have very pretty frilly pale yellow lisianthus in here. Sure, why not? Let's just go with these sweet colors. I think the pale yellow is very pretty with a pale blue, that periwinkle blue. These are little pale pink and white belladonna, which is another type of delphinium. And for that wispiness, I'm going to add some heather. So it's a very petite little arrangement that we have going right here. Let's see if we need to add some flowers to the back. And then I've got some of the Orlea here. I also have these little pale green dianthus. That would be cute in here. Just lots of little flowers here in pastel colors. I think that's very sweet. Love these little side buds, you know, to create movement and interest in your arrangement. Trying to be careful not to cascade over too much because we want to still be able to see the title of our book. Our first book is Wuthering Heights, right? Maybe add like a little yellow lizzie there. Don't know if I have room even for the Orlea, because relative to this arrangement, the Orlea is actually kind of big. Don't know. Maybe this very small stem. Can cascade a little bit more from the sides. Since the title's not on the side. Okay, I think we're done with this little book planter arrangement. Isn't that sweet? Wouldn't you be very excited if you got this as a gift for Valentine's Day? Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Now our last arrangement is this ceramic book vase. This is pretty straightforward. It's basically a rectangular vase, The opening's not super big, so it's very easy to arrange in. And I, of course, chose the Pride and Prejudice one. They have a lot of different titles and colors. I like the pastel colors, and of course, Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite books ever. And I've chosen similar colors as our small arrangement, but a little bit more vibrant. And we're just going to do a vase arrangement in here. It's pretty easy. We've got roses, we've got the heather, some Queen Anne's lace, lisianthus, dianthus, and belladonna. So assortment of flowers. I'm going to go ahead and put the rose in. I've got some of these hot pink roses in here. Just wanted to look like something you gathered from an English garden. Don't want to be super tall because I want it to be in scale with our book. Add some of these spiky heather. That'd be very pretty in here. Some white roses. Okay. Pretty snapdragons in this pink. Some of this clear pink carnation. These snapdragons are not the best. I bought them and all the tips started falling off. It just fell over. I don't know why. Just sometimes it happens with snapdragons. That's probably why they're called snapdragons, because they love to snap. So this is a very easy arrangement to do, right? You just put the flowers in like a vase. And the opening is not big, so it's even easier because you don't have to worry about the flowers flopping over too much. Okay, I'm just going to keep turning it around. Just a sweet garden-y style bouquet. And novelty containers like this are especially great if you wanted to just buy a mixed bouquet from the grocery store. Sometimes the mixed bouquets from the grocery store, if you get a nice mix of colors and textures, can be very effective. And if you have a novelty vase like this, it makes it so much more interesting, right? Pretty belladonna. Got this Queen Anne's lace. Some more Leia. And I'm purposely using a lot of different types of flowers for that hodgepodgey sort of collected from the garden look. That's kind of what I'm going for. And these cottage style flowers like Queen Anne's lace and delphinium, as well as this pretty heather. Just gives it that English garden look. And I want this to be a two-sided arrangement, so I'm going to keep turning it to make sure we've got both sides looking nice. We also have the stem of Queen Anne's lace that we didn't use from that last arrangement, so I'm going to put that in here. Then I'm going to add in some of these green dianthus. Just because our vase is green, I thought a hint of this pale green would be very pretty in here. And I love this pale green next to the periwinkle delphinium. And it's a single dianthus, so it's got that wispiness, which I like for an arrangement, like cottage style arrangement like this, cottage garden style arrangement. You have a few stems of Orlea still from the other arrangement that we didn't use. And I think we're all done with our Pride and Prejudice bouquet. So we've written our love stories, 3 fun book-themed arrangements using novelty containers, perfect for Valentine's Day or for gift giving throughout the year. I hope you enjoyed these designs and I've inspired you to create something fabulous. Thank you for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this video today, please like and subscribe. New creations and fabulous designs are always on the way, so click the little bell to be notified when I put out a new video. As always, I love hearing from my fellow flower lovers, so send me a comment to let me know what you're doing this week, and share your beautiful creations in the community section of my channel. Remember, flowers are life's little luxuries, so go treat yourself, and I will see you in my next video.